Hello, I'm Laura from Lamplight Crochet. Today I want to show you how to make these flower coasters. I call them pastel petal coasters. As you can see, the petals on the interior, I made those with a bobble stitch, and then they're just lined with a single crochet stitch. They're very easy, very quick to work up, and I used a Red Heart Super Saver medium 4 yarn with an H hook, a 5mm hook, but you can use any size 4 yarn that you want. And so now let's begin. All right, now we're going to begin our flower coaster. I have an H 5mm hook, and I have 4-ply medium 4 worsted weight yarn. So we're going to start with a magic circle, and the way we do that is wrap the yarn around our fingers, place the hook underneath, pull the upper piece down in, and we're going to hold it right there. Okay, so we leave the circle open. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now we are ready to place 12 double crochet inside of the ring. And the way we do that is wrap around, place the hook down in, wrap around again, pull it back out, wrap around, pull through 2, and wrap around, pull through 2 more. Let's do that again. Yarn over, place the hook down in, yarn over again, pull that up, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2 more. Now you need a total of 12. We do not count the chain 3 as a stitch. So we're going to make, let's see, we've made 2, we're going to make 10 more. So we're going to make a total of 12, and I will meet you right back here. All right, I have made my 12 double crochet around inside of the circle. So I want to pull the tail tight until the middle has no more hole in it. It disappears. And then we want to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch, not the chain 3, but the very first stitch. So we're going to place the hook in there and make a slip stitch, yarn over, and pull all the way through. All right, we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. The next thing we're going to do is a bobble stitch. So we're going to start making this part of the flower, which is the petals. Okay, so we want to go down inside of the first stitch by wrapping around, going down in, wrap around, pull through, and then wrap around, pull through 2, and stop right there. We're going to do that 2 more times. Wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through, and stop right there. Now we have 3 on our hook. Wrap around, put the hook down in, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through 2, and now we have 4 on our hook. So we're only doing each double crochet halfway. So the 4th time that you wrap around the hook, we're going to pull that all the way through all of the strands of yarn. And then we chain 2. So we're going to do that in each double crochet all the way around. Let's do that again. We wrap around, go into the next stitch, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through 2, and stop. Wrap around, go down into the stitch, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, go through 2, stop. That's 2. Wrap around, down into the stitch, wrap around, pull through, wrap around, pull through 2 only, stop. That's 3. And now our 4th wrap, we pull through all 4 strands on the hook and then chain 2. So continue this all the way around, and I will meet you back at the very first one again. Okay, now that we have made all of the petals around the flower, we are going to join by placing the top of the hook into the top of the very first stitch. So skip over the chain 3 and go into the top of the first stitch and slip stitch closed. And then after we have that, we're just going to put the rim on the flower. So basically that's just 2 rows of single crochet. So we will wrap the yarn around the hook and pull through and do our very first single crochet there. And it would be a really good idea to do this, fairly loosely. Okay, so we are going to be doing 2 single crochets in the top of every petal of the flower, and then 2 in each chain space between the petals. So there are 2 there, 2 there, go into the first stitch of the bobble, there, the second stitch of the bobble, which is going to be a little tighter because that's actually just a chain stitch that you're going into there. And then we're going into the middle portion. And then we go back into the top of the next bobble. And we are making the rim of the flower so it will be nice and even. So just continue around your circle until you have that completely made. I'll meet you back at the end of this row. Okay, I've finished my first round of single crochet and I'm going to join in the first stitch, not the slip stitch from the previous row, but the first stitch. And I'm going to slip stitch there, and then I want to chain up one because we're raising our hook, and I go back down into that same space and do a single crochet, and then just continue around again, and we'll join in a special way to hide it. I'll show you how to join that so as to make a perfect circle in the end, so I'll meet you back in the end. All right, I've finished my second round of single crochet. So in order to finish this off exactly like a circle and to make the finish off look exactly like a stitch, we're going to simulate it with a little trick. So we want to snip the yarn a few inches away, pull that on through, and go ahead and thread your yarn on a yarn needle. And now we want to go into the very first stitch over here, just like this. And be careful about how tight you pull because you're simulating another stitch, so you want it to look exactly the same. Then we're going to go back here to this last stitch finished, and we're going to go into the top of it. So I hope you can see that, but we're going down into the top of it and catching the back loop behind. All right, and that way, when we pull that through, that simulates a crochet stitch exactly the same, and no one can tell the difference, okay? So then you want to just weave your ends in the back and clip off, and try to avoid making knots because it's really hard to even pull things out when you want to, so it's not going to slip out. This just makes a beautiful little coaster. I love flowers, so I created this so that I can enjoy my little springtime flowers sitting around the house as a coaster. So I'm glad that you joined me, and I ask that you would press subscribe on my channel so that you do not miss out on any of my videos. Feel free to share my videos with friends who crochet, and we'll see you back here next time. Thanks for joining me.